that I saw a superhero, he was black. He said, this is for the street, Black Lightning's back.
Hello to all and welcome back into the channel for this week's review of Black Lightning, Season 4, Episode 2, The Book of Reconstruction, Chapter 2, titled Unacceptable Losses. If you're new to the channel, please be advised, we do deal heavily in spoilers, as is the case for any review that we do on this channel. Hey, it's a digital world, go and watch the episode first and then come back. Now I'm sure most of you will agree, when it comes to Black Lightning and what this show offers, unlike other DC properties, this episode in particular has some of the things that we like about the show and some other things that I think might be pulling the show down a little bit. So this episode, this season so far, has been dealing with the loss of not only just Henderson, but the events of last season with the Markovians and how this whole ordeal has impacted the Pierce family and its relationships, as well as Freeland. So in regards to Henderson, I myself like the fact that they're actually taking the time to deal with his death. He was important and a big loss. Of course, hence the title, Book of Reconstruction. This is the Jefferson family trying to put themselves back together piece by piece. And unlike all the others in the show, Jefferson is dealing with it in his own way. Some ways not so great. Which kind of brings me to a personal gripe. I kind of wish he was taking things a little bit more in stride. This doesn't mean that by the end of this season, he wouldn't have come full circle, so to speak. I mean, I've rolled with the show since the very first episode. I'm not gonna stop no time soon. But still, you know. I mean, Anissa's girlfriend is turning into a cat again.
Whose girlfriend spends most of their time roaming Freeland as a leopard?
She might shed a couple tears here and there, but she moves on. That's what I mean. Then again, I guess that's why they call this episode Unacceptable Losses. So why isn't it that the law enforcement in Freeland never learns their lesson? Now in seasons past, there's been a military occupation of Freeland. And I guess they think the best way to handle this is with more guns and control. I'm willing to go out on a limb right now and bet that there will be no civilian casualties from these guns. And as usual, it seems like Tobias is one step ahead of the pack when it comes to Jefferson, due to the fact that Tobias caught him off guard. And how that Tobias knows that Jefferson has been a little bit unhinged lately. Lala and his gang, and also the remnants of the Cobra Cartel. And oh yes, best believe, he's making a move on them this season, guaranteed. Because if you think about it, the Book of Reconstruction can likewise mean Tobias rebuilding his empire. And speaking of rebuilding, I like the fact that the show is highlighting counseling for Jefferson and Lynn, both as couples and also individually. I mean, as crazy as things has been, and also given the actions of certain characters,
I don't know why I had to be wanting to fight. Lamo on dub.
Without this segment in the show, I think it would really be not necessarily difficult, but just a little annoying when we see them act out. And by the way, I don't like the fact that Lynn is trying to have superpowers. I like the fact that she's super intelligent, that she's a great mom. I mean, what is she, the Corona Avenger or something?
Stop it. Get some help.
The first 2 seasons, I loved Lynn. Nowadays, though, I'll just take it with a grain of salt. Now, the last gripe I have about the show is the fact that how the Pierce family, every single member, just runs into danger for no reason at all. And I do understand that they want to be heroes. That's commendable. Hell, this is a common trope in just about every modern superhero show. Yeah, it's not something the show originated, but it is slightly annoying. So now, like most of you, I'm quite interested to seeing what is going to happen with Gambi and his new or old flame. Because from a technical filmmaking standpoint, every scene that she's been in has been well lit, as well as welcoming colors being involved in the scene, kind of leading us, the audience, to feel like, subconsciously mind you, that even though she's a part of this big company that's getting ready to supply Freeland with these ultra OP guns, that she somehow doesn't have ulterior motives. So I'm quite sure at some point in the show, Gambi is going to have to decide between her and Monta Vista's interest in Freeland. I mean, Gambi is still searching for the answers, but she could potentially play a more sinister role moving forward. Okay, so as I get ready to wrap this review up, I am very much looking forward to see what is going to happen with Tobias and his plans, if Brother Hassan, who was only maybe in this episode briefly, has gotten any more dirt on Jefferson, when, because there is no if with Gambi, the information that he is searching for, and if he's going to come across it in this next episode, and how long this truce will actually last between the two gangs. And lastly, when is the Pierce family going to get through your issues?
Breakthrough. Stand on these toes with my breakthroughs. We got some issues, hand me some tissues.
I think that just about covers it. Stay tuned in the content meta for more videos like this. Be on the lookout for that WandaVision review dropping tomorrow. And until then, See you then.